How do you know if we're live?
Because we're live.
Oh, because we're live. What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield General with my brother Miguel. I'm not at Culebra's Lounge today. We are actually at Cigars and More 2 on the corner of Brimhall and Allen in Bakersfield, California, more or less the Rosedale area. So thank you guys for joining us today for the third of the week. We are smoking today Ashton cigars. I am smoking the Ashton Maduro. Miguel is smoking the Ashton Connecticut. And we will get into why we are smoking these cigars in just a minute. But Mike, before we get into the show, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna pull up my my Facebook app here. And I'm going to lower the volume so that we don't.
This guy trying to start the echo.
Jasmine, how you doing? And I'm going to do a little bit of sharing, Mike. If you want to give people the rundown on exactly what is different between Cigars and More 1 and Cigars and More 2. And if you want to throw it in there just for fun, Cigars and More El Segundo.
I could throw it in for sure. First of all, we're at, obviously, Cigars and More 2 here in Bakersfield, California. It's in the new Walmart, what do you call those? Walmart neighborhood market shopping center. And the first major difference is the size of the lounge itself, where we have a 8 to 10 people seating spot, depending on if we bring in the folding chairs over at Cigars and More Rosedale. We have what alone right here? 1, 2.
Oh, it's about 25,
6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 chairs just in our area on this side alone. You could easily, I would say, almost 30 people in here.
I think we had about 40 when we had the grand opening. Of course, they weren't all these comfy chairs. We had to kind of stack them together, put some folding chairs in because there were so many of us. Some of us had to stand outside, so that was a great event, especially for Karen. I'm sure she had a fantastic time with that.
That was definitely a lot of fun. And that was Karen. That was a Drew Estate event. Thanks so much to Drew Estate for having a great grand opening here. Cannot wait to see what happens at the 1-year anniversary party. That's going to be a lot of fun, too.
Mm-hmm.
But another major difference is the lounge and humidor itself are spread out. In between them are not only accessories, but there are also a very nice selection or a very nice collection, of lockers. If you'd like to rent out a locker, I think they still have a few left. It's a nice place to store your cigars. Maybe you're buying more than your wife would actually allow you.
Real quick,
so you want to hold on to those.
Gerard is tuning in. Gerard from Mardo Cigars.
Hey.
They just released their whole line of cigars. Their new Jake White cigars. So
snap.
That was really cool. I saw the video on Instagram. I think they have 6 cigars in total in the line. And the notes that they were going for throughout the line was creaminess. So every cigar you get in that line is supposed to be like super rich, decadent, and creamy. So Gerard, make sure you send us some of those cigars so we can review them for you and smoke them.
I would love to get the word out about those. I'm really excited to hear that those are out. Great job. I love the guys over at Mardo's, the whole crew.
Yeah.
It's always great to see them over at different events. I think we always hang out in Vegas. I got to go back to Laguna Niguel, and we'll go hang out with you over there. Enough of this just Vegas time. Don't get me wrong.
But isn't like that's the only time we run into them anymore? So Vegas.
Don't get me wrong. I love Vegas, and I want to see you guys over there in March for the 13th and 14th. But we got to go south. We've got to go down. I'll be in LA on Saturday for a little bit. I'll go see James. Maybe we'll go live for a little bit. I don't know yet. It'll be more in the afternoon though. Not normal showtime, guys. But yes, I'm definitely excited to hear about this. What was Jake Wyatt?
Jake Wyatt, I believe was the line's name.
That is awesome.
And the boxes are really streamlined looking. They're like this dark grayish black. And the way you tell them apart is the sticker that they have on the side is what corresponds to that blend. So there's like a blue, a red, and all this other stuff. So it's really cool to see the way that they did. I like the way they did it. It was like a minimalist thing that they went with.
I like that a lot. That sounds very clean. It sounds very professional.
Which reminds me of Crux, because Crux redid their whole line and got rid of their ornate bands and boxes and went more streamlined. And I thought it was funny. The other day, I was posting on Twitter, and I saw that someone had an old Bull and Bear.
Nice.
And that label, you know how it's blue, light blue and gold? Back then, it was a big Crux, the Crux label.
Yeah.
And underneath was a Hunter Green label that said Bull and Bear.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the uniformity that they went with for the new Crux line. Or excuse me, the rebranded Crux line. Not new, but rebranded. And I'm actually a big fan of Crux. I like the Bull and Bear a lot. The Limitada, I think, is the other one that I really liked.
Yeah, that's a great cigar. Well, a lot of them are really good.
You know.
And the good thing about this, I just found out yesterday that Michelle actually is going to bring in the whole Krebs line.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. A matter of fact, when Miguel was busy editing yesterday, I was over at Cigars and More 1 hanging out with Manny and Michelle. And that's when he told me about him bringing in Crux.
So he's having fun.
They already ordered it.
Yeah, it's already ordered. It should be in. But we got some news for you guys. The reason we are smoking these Ashton cigars today, Cigars and More 2 is going to be holding their February event on the 28th of this month. It's going to be an Ashton event. It's going to be from 5 to 9. $20 a ticket will get you 2 cigars, food, and drinks. So, of course, the raffles as well. So they'll have some great prizes to give away as well. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. So if you guys are in the area on the 28th, you guys make sure you grab your tickets as soon as you can so they don't run out of room. If you guys have been to any of the events before that Cigars and More 2's put on, you know what a fun time they are. Great people that come out here that are the regulars for this lounge. So tons of great people. Is Matt going to be here?
Matt?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
I'm Vegas now. I don't know if he's gonna be.
So if you guys ever have a chance to come out here and meet Matt, he is a character, and you guys will absolutely love him. So as long as you're not sensitive and you can handle it, he's a great guy to hang out with.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. You gotta have to have a pretty tough skin sometimes. That guy'll get you, which I like.
Yeah, me too.
But that's the one thing I want to talk about today. I actually titled the show "In-Store Events." I want to go over that a little bit with you because we were just talking right before this about marketing.
Yes.
And about different ideas, different strategies. And I think that this lounge alone lends itself to a lot of great marketing ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Zuzu and Michelle, they spared no expense on the way they made this lounge look. You know, Highland out in Phoenix, it's basically an online store, but they threw some chairs in, literally folding chairs for their lounge.
I was sitting on a broken lawn chair.
Yeah. So, a lounge really is whatever the people are there to make it out to be.
Yeah.
So here they've gone amazing. If you guys have ever been here, or if you guys can see on the wall here, all the fantastic artwork. I don't know the guy's name, and I know it's on every picture. I just can't read it.
Do you remember his name? The artist?
I don't know his name. I have his card.
Well, we'll definitely get you guys.
It's fantastic. I think before we finish the show out, maybe we can get a little pan around. But we got.
This is the podcast. I am not moving.
Oh, I forgot. You know what? I'll take some pictures. I'll put it online. I'll put it on Instagram.
So if you guys, the link will be in the description for the podcast. If you are watching live, just check out Instagram and Facebook. I'll still go around. I'm just kidding with you. I'll go around. But
I dropped my notes.
George Shalhoub.
Joe Shalhoub.
George Shalhoub.
Okay.
Yeah, this is his name.
George Shalhoub.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to put his information on there.
Yeah, I like this card. It shows off some of his work right there. That's awesome. Like I was saying, though, the space they have right here, it lends itself to a lot of really great marketing ideas. And to add to Frankie's point, yeah, once you have an idea of what you want it to be, go for it, and the customers are going to come. As long as the basic criteria are met. Your humidor is well taken care of.
Which we're going to get to in a minute because this one is.
Yeah, you're talking stock. I'm talking just properly kept up right now, because I've been to some places where it's not. It's super disappointing when that happens, because it could be a great location.
Kat, how you doing?
It could be the most wonderful selection, but if there's mold and beetles on it, you're not gonna smoke it.
I will apologize for those of you guys commenting on YouTube. I can barely see it from here. I have my phone up onto Facebook. Miguel's supposed to be on YouTube with his phone.
Hey, Cam.
But he has not yet done it. So,
well, again, this is
apologize.
the podcast episode, so it's less about questions and more about conversation.
I just want to make sure they know that we know that they're watching.
Oh my goodness, we know you guys are watching. We appreciate that. I hope you're listening as well, because the podcast numbers.
Oh, Jeff's tuning in from Tracy. That's not that far away.
Tracy, that's like 3 hours.
I want to say something like that.
So yeah.
But yeah. So the artwork here is fantastic. I actually. And don't tell Michelle this because he's a well-who's in El Segundo. I like the artwork here better. I like the silver and black and white thing to it. That runs throughout all the artwork. They've got Marilyn Monroe, Jack Nicholson. They got the Governor, James Gandolfini, the Mona Lisa. They got a dog smoking a cigar, and Winston Churchill. So yeah, all the artwork here is all in the same color scheme with that silver, black, and white and grays. But it all looks fantastic. So I'll make sure to take plenty of pictures of that. Bill, how you doing? so you guys can see the way the entire lounge looks. So, I mean, the artwork is absolutely beautiful. They got the big screen TVs on the walls. They've got plenty of seating, like I said before. And it's just a fantastic place. You got to come grab a cigar from the humidor, come back here, sit down and relax. If you got tables, if you want to prop up your laptop, do some work.
What a huge thing. This is not to be overlooked. The outlets that line the walls is such a friggin' help. Oh my goodness. I've been to so many places where I understand beforehand there's a certain year where all of a sudden like, you don't need chargers right next to you all the time. There's no need. You don't need a public lamp next to you. And then one day everyone had this thing in their pocket that required electricity or else it couldn't function anymore.
Right.
Their whole life was stopped because you don't have your phone charged. Or your laptop, which this one doesn't hold a charge, so we need it. You need electricity. You need outlets in places.
And they're all over the place.
You have no idea how happy that makes me. And not only that, they have the little USB outlets, so you can just charge your phone. You don't even need to remember the block. That is, oh gosh.
Yep.
Right here, right in the heart.
Next thing is they're going to get them in the chairs.
Do you remember over at the convention center, the standing tables, how they all had power outlets attached to the tables?
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then we were on, it's a coach bus, Flixbus, where they say they have power, and there was no power to be found.
Everybody was looking.
Everyone was pissed.
Everybody's asking, hey, do you have power? Do you have power?
No, there's no outlets. They lied.
Jeff was watching our Chromecast, which is a Bluetooth service from the TV to the TV from your phone. That's pretty cool.
Whoa.
So-
That's getting fancy right there.
Speaking of great selection, obviously they have, all your favorites. They have also the action line. They have all the Padrones. You have your Arturo Fuentes, your Monte Cristos, your Julietas. They have some great boutique stuff as well. They have the original Superfly. And I was talking to Zuzia. They are getting the Connecticut version in as soon as that ships out, which has been huge over the internet recently.
Beautiful.
It's a great looking cigar. We got to see it at TP. We didn't get any samples because they didn't have any. And I tried to take some out of the box, but they were glued down. So I couldn't get it.
Smart.
But I'm going to go over some other stuff that they have here, you guys, that I didn't know they had until I came in here today. And some stuff that I just want to brag about because they do have it and I love it. So, first up, we have the Debonair, the Habano, and the Connecticut versions. And the Maduro is coming.
Yeah.
So this is a cigar that I've seen a lot over social media, but I did not know we even had them in California, let alone here at Cigars and More too. So if you guys are part of these, obviously let us know what you guys think of them if you smoke them. I can't say how many times I've noticed them on Twitter. It's weird. I'm more active on Instagram, but when I go to Twitter to post stuff, I see more new things that I've never seen before for cigars.
Yeah, I think that might be because of the up-to-date of Twitter. It's constantly refreshing. You're not really going to go back there to look at old things. In fact, one of the social media marketing tools they tell you is if you're going to be active on Twitter, you need to post 12 to 20 times a day.
Yeah, I can't do that. I do once.
It's a lot of postage there. It's a lot of give information right off the bat. Don't link to somewhere else. It's literally, if you have an article you want people to read, you can put the link in there, but give a full description of the article.
Mhm.
Like if you've got 5 paragraphs, you have 240 characters now?
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. But in those 240 characters, you better summarize that article.
Just make it through emoji, make a picture.
Maybe if you have to. So Twitter is very much that on the cusp of what's right now. So if you're seeing Debonair on there, that's a right now situation. That's not a picture, I remember that, and people liked it and it came back.
That's right. Bill and Chris is also watching with us. We're both here for the grand opening last year. So thank you guys. Hopefully you guys will come out for our 1 year anniversary here. We actually went out to their 1 year anniversary.
I gotta check their calendar too.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm more than happy to have you guys out here for the 1 year when it comes. Or if you guys want to come for the action event, you're more than welcome to come to that too.
Yeah.
Mitch joined us, and John that likes my hat.
John still likes the hat. John, he's over at Cigars and More 2 right now. So come steal the hat if you need to. You won't notice. You can't leave. He's on camera right now.
Up next, you guys, are a couple of cigars from Esteban Carreras. Their latest release, which is the Unforgiven line. And they have it in 3 sizes right now. 4 sizes, I apologize. This is currently the most robust cigar that Esteban Carreras makes. So if you had the Chupacabra, if you've had the Mr. Brownstone, or any other line, this is going to be a step above in strength. So make sure you've eaten before you smoke the cigar. But if you do end up enjoying the cigar like I did, it's going to be one you're going to want in your shop or in your humidor at home. We tried this last year at IPCPR with our rep Jimmy, and he was super excited to talk to us about this. He actually introduced us to his boss, and we smoked it with them, and I fell in love with it. This is one of the 5 cigars that I recommended for Michelle to pick up at the show.
Easy recommendation.
Yeah.
Right there,
This, along with the Superfly, and a couple others from Southern Draw and Artisan of Tobacco. But yeah, this one, you guys, fantastic. We actually smoked it with the little guy. What was the little guy name?
Oh, sure. Put me on the spot right now. I do not remember the names. I remember the big bastards, the friggin' 7x70. They're no longer a 6x60. They wanted to go above and beyond. And I do not remember the little guy's name.
Either way, they're nice little powerhouses. So if you guys want to try these out, come on down to Cigars and More too.
The word they use to describe it the most, if you sum it down to one word, is rich.
That's
It's
what it
rich
was,
in
rich.
flavor. It's rich in strength. Rich in consistency and quality. It's just a rich cigar, and I absolutely recommend that for anyone who can handle it.
Yeah.
If you're not a heavy smoker,
Yeah. It's not as strong as a Jacob's Ladder Brimstone, but it still has some good strength to it. So I wouldn't want to compare the two in strength wise. So
it's high up there.
yeah, oh definitely.
But I think that Brimstone's just got a good milestone ahead of everybody. And or we're wrong, because enough people told us that, no, it totally handled it just fine. Chris, doing that to us.
And speaking of Chris Haskell, this next cigar is also distributed by Esteban Cruz, but is actually blended for Micah, who's the owner of Cigars Limited up in Fresno. Great guy, great place, good people up there as well. This is the Bloodline Opa Maduro, the OPA Maduro, and they make it in 3 versions. They have the Connecticut, the Habano, and the Maduro. And the Maduro has been my favorite since I started smoking these. And I do tell people every time, I think 50% of these that I've smoked have had burn issues with the wrapper, but it is so good, I never have cared. I will touch it up as many times as I need to. Everybody I've handed this cigar to has absolutely loved it. This is the first cigar that I ever got so many flavors out of, you thought I was lying.
I honestly, it sounded like he was reading a child's cookbook. It was ridiculous. Oh, there's cookie dough in here, and there's an everlasting gobstopper and snozberry. And I was like, who ever heard of snozberry? That's from the movie.
This cigar is incredibly dark as far as the wrapper goes. So a lot of people are kind of off-put when I suggest it to them. Oh, I don't want something that dark. But
also, there's a little hair on there too. Yes,
there is
quite a bit.
Yeah. But the reason they wanted the Lajero is because of the flavor from the Lajero. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they cold press the leaf to extract some of the oils that give it its strength. So even though I think it's like 70% Lajero in here, you're only getting about 30% of the strength. So it's a good heavy medium as far as strength goes, but nowhere near the Bloodline or the Brimstone from Jacob's Ladder. Or I don't even think it's as strong as the Unforgiven from Esteban Cruz. So it's just an amazing cigar. So much flavor off of this thing. And
I would compare it to, let's say, less than the 505 from Romeo Julieta. I think that's one everyone can get everywhere. Probably the strength of what's the word I'm looking for? The Charter Oak Maduro. Maybe a little bit higher than that. Maybe. It's so not strong, but so flavorful.
Right.
A lot of those guys like, hey, I don't like strong cigars. I stay away from the dark ones. Just as a rule of thumb. That's the one that you can offer to them and say, hey, they cold press it. They do this hipster tactic, just like you cold press the beans for good coffee.
Right.
You got this now too in a cigar form, which I absolutely love. Cannot wait to hear other people doing the same. Maybe not the whole amount. Maybe you want, because you said 7 leaves of Lajero?
I believe so.
That's a lot of Lajero. Let's say they want to put 4 leaves in, and you still want some of the strength, so they only do some of the leaves.
Oh, 70% Lajero.
Sorry. 70%, sorry. Well, let's say you do that, but you still want to leave some of that strength in, so they only cold press part of that Lajero. And then you leave a lot of strength in there. That'd be a nice tactic, too. Sky's the limit.
Now, we had a good question posed to us in the comments. What is our favorite action cigar? I think for me, I'm a big fan of the Action Symmetry, but I think my favorite would definitely be the ESG.
I was going to say this, like ESG is probably where it's at for me. I know a lot of people love that VSG. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's crazy. You ask, 100 people, it's going to be 50-50. I prefer the VSG. I prefer the ESG. And they're both fantastic. I just give my edge to the ESG. That's just me.
It's that little step above, I think, too. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Also, we had Kat asking about Casa Cuevas. I like it. I like Casa Cuevas. It's a good brand.
I think they're great people. I like their story. I feel bad last year. Their warehouse in Florida got broken into, and they got thousands of dollars of inventory stolen. So, but they bounced back, and they actually made a new cigar, and they actually commemorated what happened to their warehouse. What looks like someone went in, drilled a bunch of holes, and then hit it with a sledgehammer to pop through the wall. So they actually named their new one the hammer or the sledgehammer?
I think it's called Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Is it? Yeah.
So, and there's a picture of it, a sledgehammer right on the wrapper. So, good for them. We got to talk to them at TP. They're fantastic people. Talk to the owner, and he's just a great guy, super upbeat, super friendly, and just wonderful people.
They did not let it slow them down. It seems like
Nope.
they grew quite a bit from that experience, and they just went further with it. That cigar is amazing, by the way. If you look for it, it's got that sledgehammer on the band, and it's got a nice shaggy foot to it. What was the one I'm looking for? Exposed foot. Excuse me. The filler and binder are exposed, and the wrapper itself comes in just a little bit afterwards. Not a whole lot, maybe an inch, something like that. About an inch, half an inch, maybe.
Half an inch, I think.
Half an inch. And you get a lot of those flavors. You really can taste that binder filler. It's nice, and then all of a sudden you get this amazing flavor rush from the wrapper itself. And I don't think we have any of those for review because they wanted us to try them there.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did because I loved it.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about going to events is a lot of the times, we want to save the cigars so that we can review them, yet they're cutting them and lighting them for us right then and there. So they want us to try it so that we can bring it to the shop. We want to save them for review. So the key to that, if you guys ever go to these events, if you want to get cigars and not have to smoke them right then and there, already have a cigar in your hand lit. It's a good tip.
Chris Haskell, so you're saying that they're racist. I don't know what you're talking about. Where do we go with the racism?
I have no idea.
But I'm going to go with yes, whoever they are. Stop being racist, you out there.
So before I get into the last cigar that I want to talk about from the cigars that they have for their selection, like I said, you guys, I have all your favorites out here. Some news from Avo.
Ooh.
They're releasing a bunch of new cigars. And hopefully this time they're actually new.
That was, in my opinion, unexpected of them.
It was a series of unexpected releases.
Yeah. I did that joke, and then JJ from Cigar Outlet did a joke on top of mine, and I didn't know he was doing a joke. And then it got out of hand of Facebook not allowing me to add inflection to my speech. So both jokes were ruined, and that was my fault.
So they're set to release the Regional North and the Regional South, which will be additions to last year's East and West.
Nice.
The North will be a 6 by 3/8 by 50 Perfecto with the Dominican wrapper, Dominican Seco binder, Dominican and San Vicente fillers.
Yeah. Okay.
The South will be a 7 by 52 Torpedo using Ecuadorian Connecticut binder and wrapper, Honduran, San Vicente, and Peruvian fillers.
Okay, all right.
They are also going to be releasing their Avo Maduro as a regular production line, not just a special release.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's the one I heard about first, was that Maduro. I like Avo cigars. I like the Avo Ritmo Synchro a lot.
That's one of my favorite Avos.
It is really nice. Honestly, that's why I like the Unexpected line, because they're the exact same what they're already doing, and I already liked those, so why wouldn't I like the other ones?
Yeah.
And then my mind telling me, like, the placebo effect will do to you. These are new, so maybe I like them even more. I don't know yet.
You never know.
That's still bugging me. It's still get me a twinge, but I'm willing to definitely try that Maduro since I'm sure we can get it out here. Do we have the West?
No, we don't have the East and the West.
I don't
no.
think we have. Well, I'm saying just the West. If it's a regional release, then that's
Right, no, we don't
our
have
release.
it.
Would
Right,
be the West,
no.
right? Yeah. So maybe we'll be on the hunt for that somewhere. I'll hit up some other shops around us just to check it. And if it's something you guys want to see, we'll definitely get a review out of it.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, they're releasing the Inspiration Limited Edition 20, which will ship in March. That'll be a 6.5 by 50 Toro. Use Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, Ecuadorian Somalia binder, Dominican Lajero and Viso, and San Vicente Lajero and Seco. So it's going to be a very interesting cigar.
So that one I don't know because Inspiration
Mhm.
is one of the lines of the day before. Unexpected Inspiration. It was Celebration, Inspiration, Moment, and something else.
And gotcha.
And it got me. It got me good. But I believe that was one of the 4 that they did. So the name could have used a change.
Yeah.
But limited edition, nonetheless. So hopefully it's something good.
Hopefully. Chris, we're smoking Avo today. I am smoking the Avo Maduro. You guys smoking the Avo Connecticut. That is because here at Cigars and More 2, in case you guys didn't notice the change in scenery, we're at Cigars and More 2 today, which is on the west side of Bakersfield in Rosedale. And we are having an action event here on the 28th. It'll be from 5 to 9. $20 will get you your ticket. You'll get 2 action cigars, as well as we'll have food here. Zahara makes some awesome hummus and pita chips. As well as last time I think we got some pizza and fruit and salad plates, which is pretty cool.
I did not touch the salad. I took my pizza crust and I dipped it in.
I was like, you took home hummus.
I took home a lot of hummus. You know me. You know those ladies out there because I know there's a bunch watching. Can't get enough of this. The quickest way to this man's heart is through hummus.
Through hummus. She also makes this rice and chicken thing,
So
which is really good. If you guys have never had it, you guys are missing out.
That's the reason to come to the events alone right there is the food. Oh my gosh.
Let's see. JJ, thank you for watching.
Sir? Just talking about you.
Bill says fool me once because of Avo.
Yeah, the unexpected fool me once.
Yeah.
And then I believe you also put in there the La Madrina. Is that what that is? Or man. Is that supposed to be La Madrina or a different cigar? I'm not sure. The La Madrina. Maybe I haven't heard. Maybe I'm just going there because I really like the La Madrina. But it might be in my head.
Could be. But I do have 2 more pieces of news. First being that UPS is now going to require signatures for tobacco products.
I think that was already down the pipe.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I don't really care one way or the other. They already make you sign for certain alcohol when you get it. And if this in any way alleviates their fears that kids are going to be getting tobacco, I have no problem with it.
Keep people from stealing your packages. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I mean, there's too many, which I didn't realize was a term, but porch pirates.
Yeah, there's
Um,
lots of different kind of pirate.
that's a weird term for me. Something about it sounds weird. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, porch thieveries happening way too often. There's videos of it online for days, either good or bad, where they get their comeuppance,
Those are the best.
or they just run away with your packages, and it's just irritating to watch because everyone's trying to do their best to keep their home safe. They have the ring lights going on, motion sensor cameras, and can't really do much when the packet's outside. They just take it and run. I mean, it's not worth you having to chase somebody down.
Honestly, like, how shitty would your life have to be if you're going to go to someone else's property and steal from them?
I don't think it's their life; it's them being a shitty person.
Yeah.
Because you see these videos, it's usually somebody in a car with somebody in the passenger seat, like, oh, oops, something's out there, and they run and take it. It's like, are you seriously that much of a low life? Are you that?
It's very unexpected.
The problem is the sad part. It's very expected.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably normal.
Yeah.
Which is irritating even more, I think.
I don't want to get on another tangent. So,
Tangent over.
lastly, Illusion is creating a PCA 2020 exclusive cigar, which means that. I hear something about a hat.
Yep. Is that John?
Could be. It is going to be a 5.5 by 56 soft box press. You can use an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binders, and fillers. So that's going to be something pretty interesting, I think, for PCA 2020.
Thank you, Bill. La Mandaria is.
Oh, okay, yes.
I could not remember that name for the life of me. Appreciate it. Yes, that is the one that has the sledgehammer on the band, the exposed foot. Thank you, La Mandaria.
Whew. Yeah, I actually had
Appreciate that.
their band on the back of my phone for a while, but I've since switched it out for this cigar here. And this is the Viva La Vida band, if you guys can't see it from that far away. But that brings me to my last cigar to show off. Cigars and More 2 is now carrying Viva La Vida. They currently have the Toro size, but more sizes are coming. Of course, they make it in the Bellicoso, they make it the Robusto, the Gesture, the Lancero, and the Diademus, which are all fantastic cigars at every size you can get.
100%.
We gave the number 1 to the Toro this past year, 2019, but we could have easily given it to any size. The Lancero could have gotten it. The Diademas could have gotten it. The Robusto, the Jester, even the Torpedo. Any of them could have gotten it. They're all fantastic cigars. So if you guys have not yet tried to steal people's hats or the Viva La Vida, make sure you guys check these out. I can't say enough about these cigars. This is the one cigar that I asked most about when I told Michelle about cigars that I wanted to see in the shop. Blended by AJ Fernandez for Artesano del Tobacco. It is just a fantastic cigar. If you guys have not yet tried it, try it. Even if you don't get it here, just try it and let me know what you think. I've handed these out at the event that we held at Lebras. And John, you tried it, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Awesome.
That's the exact same response I get from everybody. There's only been one person, Randy Acosta, who said he didn't like it.
Just bought another one.
See,
There we go. That's why we call Randy Bad Randy. Though.
And yeah, so with the exception of Randy, everybody else has absolutely loved the cigar. I personally have gone through a box of Robusto, box of Toro, a couple of Lanceros, a couple of Jesters, a couple of Bellicosos, Torpedoes, and I have a box of Diademas that I don't want to break into.
I don't blame you. Especially when you have it outside, you can buy, you can replenish yourself now. You don't have to worry about it. Here brings me to my point, though, and my question for you. When we were over at the event, we went to the panel for marketing.
Yes.
And one of the thoughts behind cigars to bring in or not to keep was if they can sell.
Right.
Not that you have to push them. Because if you're doing all the selling for that cigar, is it taking away your time from running your shop?
Oh, absolutely.
Then
yeah. If you can put a cigar on a shelf and people come in looking for that cigar, or they're in the humidor and they grab that cigar, and you don't have to tell them about it, then I think it's a keeper and you should have it in your stocking rotation. And they did a great job of bringing in the one size of Toro, which the box is now half gone. So if you're able to sell that cigar without having to push it yourself, that's fantastic. That means it's a keeper. That means you make room for it on the shelves.
Well, that brings me to my point, though. If it grows legs is what they call them.
Right.
And the idea was that you bring in one, maybe 2 sizes of a new cigar or a new brand and let it be pushed by its reps in your area, whoever that might be, to come either educate your customers through social media, show people that it's there in your area. The event, just as everyone does their in-store events. What happens when this is AJ Fernandez that now does distribution for that? What happens when the people who made it on the East Coast don't have a rep out here? So how do you?
That's just it. Their rep is our AJ Fernandez rep.
How would you go about though, kind of getting the word out there? Because AJ Fernandez is not a small amount of cigars. There's a lot to push on that line.
I think he makes a couple, like 2 or 3.
I would say 2 or 3 a day, different lines, because that guy blends like nobody else,
right?
Which is awesome. So I love a lot of AJ stuff. So
that new World Cameroon that came out last year was amazing.
Phenomenal, great stuff. My question is like, if you are seeing a cigar and they're not doing well, are you going to take it upon yourself to move it for a while? Or are you going to say, hey, I don't really know about this brand very much, I don't like it, I can learn more? Or are you going to give it some time and let it either burn out, get rid of that box?
Yeah.
Or are you going, you're going to move forward?
I definitely think that if it's not moving on its own and it's a new cigar that you brought in, I mean, obviously, I don't mean you have to push it, but at least if it's a new cigar, you should have it in a spot where people can see that it's new. I mean, you don't want to take the Viva La Vida and put it in between, Padron and Oliva and just put it there, not tell anybody. If it's a new cigar, obviously, they have it in the front as soon as you walk in the humidor. They have this right in the front, so they know this is the new stuff. And I think that should be a big enough selling point on its own, to where they come in, they go, okay, this is what's new. Let me check it out. Oh, Viva La Vida. Let me pick that up. And if it's able to do that on its own, and if people ask you about it, obviously you're going to tell them. You're not going to say, oh, it's just a cigar. Tell them. You don't have to oversell it, but at least tell them what it is.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And then I want to bring up back to the point at the beginning of the show, in-store events. What are some things you like to see at in-store events? The
hummus.
4 people on the panel.
Zuzu, we like to see hummus at events.
Yes, that is true. I like hummus. That's special for our shop over here. No, you guys don't get hummus where you're at.
Yeah,
I think
I gotta do something special, something very, very delicious.
Avocado hummus.
Delicious. Avocado hummus. Yeah.
It's really good.
I think
Let's have chicken and salad and delicious.
We're talking about your chicken and rice and that you make.
Yeah, we're gonna make it again.
Nice.
I think for me, the two things that I really like to see at an in-house event is a really engaging rep for number one, for starters. When you have that rep that's there, that's as soon as somebody walks in, hello, how you doing? Let me tell you what our event's about. Let me show you what we've got. What do you smoke? Let me show you something similar that we have. Or if they don't know what they like to smoke, let me show you, some of our most popular stuff. Really engaging rep is definitely a fantastic start.
A little off top, I want to get back to, I swear I do, but Aurelio brings up a good question. Excuse me, Super Yo-Yo. Why do they call it a Toro? Because as big as a bull?
Because you get two and you can be like a bull.
Yeah, but that's a good question, though, because it's definitely not one of the bigger sizes. It's a little bit bigger than the Robusto, usually. So why do you call it a Toro?
I don't personally, I didn't name it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah. I'm sure it goes back to Cuba. And the way they name cigars. The crazy thing about the U.S. market is it's not regulated what you have to call a cigar. So you can make 5x15 call your Toro. But in Cuba, it is a definite, if it's this measurement, it's this kind of cigar. It's no variation.
Across the board. Well, that's because it's government, right?
Exactly.
And here's another little side note on Cuba itself. Fidel Castro was a huge milk lover. He actually would eat 25 scoops of ice cream a day. That was
That's a lot of ice cream.
Easy dessert for him. He had one building that was the size of 2 city blocks of an ice cream store built. It's still there. It's the most modern building in that area.
I wonder what his favorite ice cream was.
I don't know.
Here's another fact about Cuba. It's an island.
Well,
I'll blow you guys' mind with that.
Blow your mind again. North America, also an island. Technically. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Europe, it's an island too. So yeah, Eurasia, excuse me.
Islands are surrounded by water on all sides.
Everything's surrounded by water on all sides.
We're surrounded by Mexico, Canada.
North America, I said.
We're surrounded by South America. The bottom.
No, they cut a hole.
Oh, they cut South America. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Surrounded
Just
by
push it off.
Boom.
Okay.
They didn't push it. They just dug all.
The Panama Canal is pushed across.
Yes, they pushed it. I'm just saying. Australia's an island.
Anyway, yeah, Australia is the biggest islands. It's the king of the islands.
Yeah, that's a weird name. I don't like that.
But getting back to in-house events, I also like to see a well-stocked event. I've been to events where they bring in X brand and they have one cigar. And it's I know for a fact you guys make at least 5 different cigars. Why is there only one cigar here? And it's because it wasn't an event for the brand. It was an event for that cigar.
Yeah.
So it's very misleading.
That's more of a cut and light.
Yeah, definitely more of a cut line. But they advertised it as an event for that brand. That wasn't here. That wasn't Cigars and More El Segundo. That wasn't Cigars and More 2. That wasn't Mardo's. That wasn't anywhere that we like to go and that we've been to many times. This was a kind of a one-off thing where I was irritated afterwards and I never wanted to go back.
How many of the Vivas are still here? The half a box, you said?
Yeah, and then John just bought one, so he bought 2, so maybe less than half a box. So if anybody wants them, was that Isaac?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go buy the rest.
I'll go buy some more. Yeah.
You're gonna jack up the prices. Well, I was gonna say, dang it. But those are the things that I think are not to make an event stand out. Those are just should be.
Right.
You should have an engaging rep. Why else be there if you're not going to engage your customers? Why not bring out as much of your line as you can? Obviously, maybe you don't have some of it. Like if there are certain cigars that are limited edition in certain areas, or if you have special release, like I'm out now. I'm sorry. I understand that.
I was gonna say,
What?
it started then.
What's something that makes an event stand out? In fact, the 4 people on the panel I was going to say earlier said that the buy 3 get 1 with your purchase is played out. They don't even do it anymore.
Yeah.
And that was coming from the number 1 tobacconist voted in the country.
One of the highest selling shops in Texas as well.
Yeah, Cigar Abbey and Sure Thing in Florida. So what are some things that we can do in our area versus other areas that make it a better event? And I really like the idea of the large month-long raffle product that you can either start beforehand or do during the event and then take it that month after to extend your event, basically.
Right.
Maybe you can do the upsell because the tickets here $20 for you get 2 cigars, you get the meal, you get a raffle ticket. That's a great deal altogether. There's usually wine along with it, so you're getting your money's worth right there. When you come in, there's the deals, things that you kind of expect to be at events. What could you do to kind of upsell, get that ticket out the door, or while you're here, like let's say you buy $40 worth of cigars on a normal basis.
Well, one of the things that Drew Estates is doing to up their events, especially their box sales and events, is the Unico Year of the Rat is going to be exclusive to Drew Estate events. And to get a box, each shop will get 2 boxes when they have this event. They have to be in the raffle, and to get that raffle in, you have to buy a box of cigars.
That's not bad. That's a really good
reason being is they don't want someone to just come in, buy one acid 20, get super lucky, and win the box.
Yeah.
You know, especially when someone else is buying 1, 2, 3 boxes. You know, you want to make it worth their while. So a chance to win a super exclusive, super rare, limited cigar is a great way to bring people in to maybe spend an extra few bucks and get that box.
Hey, Coleman, how you doing? And then save 2 for Isaac. I don't think it's gonna happen, brother. I think they're gonna steal them all. I apologize. Oh, Coleman, hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's a great anchor right there. I think is the word I want to use for it. An anchor to bring people in and to get them buying. You know, because when it's a shop, you have to sell cigars. That's number one.
Yeah,
you can't be a shop and not sell cigars.
I know that the promotion they like to do here is every box of cigars that you buy, Zuzu will do a shot of tequila with you.
That is true. Yeah,
that's one of the most popular ones that we do.
Okay, yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad event.
I would do it.
That's a good event right there.
So if 5 people buy boxes one after the other, she will line them up. No salt, no lemon, nothing.
That's good because Frankie said he'll double that by putting in. He's gonna do a Jaeger bomb every box.
I love Jaeger bombs.
I would call Uber to go home then.
Gonna need that. Gonna need Ubers all around. I think. I don't know. That's a good idea. I think you need at least a group of people doing it for you, so everyone takes a turn doing a shot. Maybe when we bring in the cigar cutter girls, maybe they can help out with that or something. Because
we're gonna have shot for everyone by the box. We're gonna take a shot.
I can handle a few shots. I cannot get that in there. Oof.
We're gonna send more than 2 boxes. Come on, just 2 shots.
No, I'll meet at 5 and then I'm done. There's no more. There's no way. No way.
We're gonna take that.
I'm scared of this event now. I don't know. But I just would love to hear opinions out there. What you think out there, guys? You'd like to see from your shops to do events or to do certain events or activities during the event to make them better for you.
Right.
I really like when we have the live music, when there's some sort of entertainment happening during something that differentiates itself from just a rave. You want to see a rave?
Yep. I want to see lights. I want to feel the bass. I want room to shuffle.
You don't know how.
Another question is, what kind of events do people like to see? Are they more core line legacy brand cigars that they want to see? Bring in Oliva, bring in Ashton, bring in Padron, bring in Drew Estates, or people more wanting to go to events when they're boutique events. When you bring in McAuliffe, when you bring in Sinisha, when you bring in Roma Craft, Viva La Vida, even though it's distributed by Eddie Fernandez, it's its own company, Artisan del Tobacco. And that would be one of those events where it's just one cigar, just different sizes.
In my mind, honestly, is going the opposite way. Not even worried with the company to match with the event. It's the event to bring people in to buy cigars.
But don't you think a certain event would bring in people like here? Nothing wrong with Perdomo cigars, so you guys do not take this out if you like Perdomo. I like Perdomo. It just doesn't sell that well in California. You cross the border to Arizona, you can't keep them on the shelves. They sell so fast. So I think if we threw a Perdomo event, it wouldn't do as well as if we threw an Oliva event, which is super popular at all Cigars and More locations.
I think it's wherever you're at, it's really popular.
Right.
But I think that kind of skews the numbers a little bit.
But I'm saying, if it's a brand that's not super popular, another brand, Christoph, that's big on the East Coast. Here in Bakersfield, Christoph isn't all that well, all that popular. It's still a fantastic cigar.
But my point being, like, let's say we do sell Olivas very well here at all the shops, definitely. because there's definitely a core group of guys who really like Oliva cigars. Serie V does really well at times. Serie V Melanio does really well. Those nubs. What happens if all of a sudden one of your events, that core group of guys can't make it? You know, so my idea is more of a store event where there's entertainment, there's still raffles. You can have like a certain brand that you're promoting, but if the entire store is having an event, then anyone who likes cigars can come. You don't really have to be tied down to a brand.
No, I get that. I just think if it's a brand that more people like in that area, they're more inclined to go to it. You know, like you said, that core line of people. Let's say if they don't care for that brand, they might not go. But if it's a brand that they like, they'll be there no matter what, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And sure, you'll still get those people. They just see cigar event and they'll go no matter what. But then again, those might be the only people that go because the core people are like, oh well, I'm gonna skip this and wait for the one that I like.
Yeah, I guess. I think it'd be more likely to catch people with that large net. Although it's very important to kind of niche down, especially when you want to get the deals too.
Right.
Because you can give everyone a really good price on cigars. That's kind of what the events are for, I think, too. Because you're selling more of one brand, you can order more at once. Everyone gets a little better deal. You sell plenty still, and everyone goes home happy. Hopefully,
Exactly.
that's
and you never know. A lot of people wait for these events because that's when they buy boxes. Me personally, I'm not buying boxes all the time. I can think just a few boxes that I actually do purchase, and for the most part, it's single sticks or 5-packs. And at these events, it's a great time to stock up on those boxes. So if you get an event where people are really excited about that cigar, they'll start buying more boxes.
I think what we can agree on then here is that it kind of depends on your area selling.
Oh, absolutely.
Not your area selling, your area's buying habits.
Right, yeah.
Because for us, we buy not so many boxes because we have different things we need to try. And then I like a lot of different cigars, so it's hard to buy one box.
Yeah.
And I know you have your favorites, but you like to try a lot of different stuff too, right? So, when you have a good deal when Oliva comes to town in the events, you're going to buy that Serie V box. Serie V Melanio box.
Well, the last box that I'm purchasing that I ordered, that'll be in Cigars and More, is the Oliva Serie V Lancero.
Oh, you're already telling everybody that? Getting the word out?
That's just for me.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not even sharing. I'm his brother.
But, if you guys haven't tried that Serie V Lancero, give it a try. You guys know how much I love the Melanio, but that V Lancero is phenomenal as well, so
Really?
give that a try. But, I lost my train of thought there. Started thinking about the Melanio.
I really wish they would make a Melanio Lancero. And if they do, it's not here for sure. I don't know. We would have it in the shop. We would definitely have it in the shop.
Yeah.
Although there is what is that? Very dark. The Melanio Maduro, which is Europe?
No,
it's not Europe.
There's
something in Europe that we wanted to get.
It's the Melanio Robusto Black Box. And that's a traditional round cigar. It's not a semi-box press like the original Melanio Robusto.
Yes.
And that's because the European market doesn't like box press cigars. So they switched the shape of it and released it only in Europe and I think Japan or Asia, somewhere over there.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, so if anybody gets any, you guys can send me some. I don't mind.
Oh, yeah. He'll totally take it. No problem. But, I think that it's a good point. You got to figure out what your core market really wants in your area. Because, like you said, Perdomo does very well in a lot of places, just not really in our areas. Maybe it does really well in Fresno. I don't know. I know Christoph does better in Fresno. And that's something that doesn't sell as popular here.
As a matter of fact, also in Visalia, they have a small cigar lounge up there called Sequoia.
Yeah.
And Christoph was their only semi-boutique company.
Yeah.
Everything else was core line. There was Padron, there was Arturo Fuente, it was Monte Cristo, Oliva.
It was the big guys.
Yeah. So that was the only semi, and I say semi because they're getting big, boutique cigar that they carried.
Like we talked to our new Christoph rep.
Yep.
What was his name? I cannot remember.
I cannot remember.
Dang, but he's a year younger than me, and he's already repping for Christoph, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. His story is really cool. Started in the seminary.
Yep.
A seminary school, and then decided, I want to do cigars. That's cool. That's
Would
cool
you
stuff.
go to an event where, let's say, it was you buy a box of cigars, but they gave you options? They said, here's 40 different cigars. They're all the same size. They're all the same price point. You can fill up your box. 20 cigars.
Love that. You get maybe even the shop itself makes boxes for themselves. Call it the 20 box or whatever. You have your own logo on there. Yep. Say the Cigars and More logo on top. You have all of them lined out. Like this is the ones you can choose from. You can pick 20 because you already paid for the box, which is I'm just gonna start, let's say $200. You get 20 cigars from that price range. Of any, maybe it doesn't have to be the same size. It's just 20 of them. Maybe there's some different
As long as
sizes.
it's the same price point.
The same price point at least, but I think the same size would be nice.
Right.
So it looks nice in the box. I think that's a good point too. And then you can make your own 20 count box.
Yeah.
Then you have a little bit of swag too from the shop. You're gonna see that logo. They give you a deal like $10 off if you come back with that box again. You keep bringing the same box back. Something like that. Go green. I don't know. something like that. Just another kind of promotional thing to keep customers loyal coming back to you. Because would you rather deal with 1,000 guys coming to your place throughout the month, or 500 different people coming every week and not knowing what they're going to want to buy?
Right. And that's a question a lot of cigar shops face. Lounges, I believe it was Mel that was talking to us about that. There's two kinds of lounges. The lounge where you have your regulars, and there's a lounge which are more in vacation areas where there's a lot of tourists. So those are the ones that are more likely to have a wider variety because they don't know what the tourists are going to want. They might want something different every time. Whereas if you're at a lounge like this, your regulars, you know what they like, so you can order more of that.
Yeah. Funnily enough, an interesting point. I don't know if you guys out there know this. Bakersfield, not really a tourist destination. For some reason, there's not a lot of tourism there.
Yeah.
The El Segundo Lounge, being right next to LAX, or
Right
very
next to
close.
LAX.
Yeah, very, very close.
You can see LAX when you step outside.
You have to have a variety to take care of people coming from around the world. That's one of the biggest airports out there, one of the busiest, one of the most inconveniently built. If you ever go there, you'll know exactly what I mean. But when you get out, if you look on your phone, hey, I want a cigar lounge, Cigars and More El Segundo is going to pop up.
Number
And
one.
it's a very nice spot to go to. It's actually this lounge I'm sitting in right now. They're dedicated, or they look very much alike. It's just
The only difference is the hallway, instead of being on that side, is on this side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, but the point is though, they have to have a huge variety of things to kind of take care of. Obviously, there's going to be some regulars, but your core group over there would probably be, like you said, those first timers, those tourist people, or people on business, and hopefully those people come back. Especially
Apparently, if you become a regular enough, you get your own sign on top of your chair, like Al does.
I think that's just Al.
It's just Al.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think Al is a little special there on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about promotions for shops and whatnot. I actually there's some I want to pitch to the shops here to bring people in and to have some fun events that aren't based off of, like I said before, one company, but just based on cigars. And definitely in the next hopefully couple months, you'll see those happening. I'm excited for that. But where are we at?
We're ready to get.
Yeah? Okay. Well, dang, we're at about that time right now. Again, Ashton event.
Ashton event on the 28th from 5 to 9. $20, you guys will get you your ticket, get you 2 cigars, food, drinks, raffle tickets, and we're going to work on the shot for every box sold.
Well, we'll figure that out. I'm going to be doing shots of espresso. I'll be wide awake the entire time. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We'll figure out something better than that.
Yeah.
Whew. Other than that, anything we want to finish up with?
That's going to do it, you guys. Don't forget to check out Cigars for Warriors and donate to them when and where you can. A local donation at Cigars for 1 on Rosedale Highway. They're taking donations year-round, you guys, and we really need to step it up so we get up to 2 million cigars as fast as we can. Don't forget, again, 28th, you guys, mark on your calendar. If you guys are going to be in the area, get your ticket, come down, have a good time, meet our new Ashton rep, and we will see you guys there. And we will see you guys Saturday for the final third of the week at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys join us. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one, guys. Come on. There we go.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
It was a nice chat.
Almost. Come on.